cut the music.
Back to Anthony Lee Raw. Guys, we are live. It is Wednesday. Bitcoin doing a whole lot of nothing, but we are in a trade. You can see it ticking down below. I have realized over $4,000 profit. We have about $1,600 unrealized right now. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to dive into things. Let me come up and say hey to you guys. Let's see who's here, though. Whoa. Before you click off, before you go somewhere else, I have big exciting announcement to make today. I'm going to do that right after we say hey to everybody. Let me come up here and see. You know, you guys want to check me out a little bigger on screen here. I can get up close. I'm close. Check me out. What's up, y'all? Let's see who's here in chat. Ghoul says, I will watch the playback because I'm driving the 2-day short signal, blah, 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 blah. We'll come back to that. Jack says, at least put a 1 in chat if you want me to answer your question. Yeah, that's true, bro. Why don't you just dip and rip like Bitcoin's about to do? Just dip in, drop a question, and rip up out of here, man? Come on now. Come on now. Jack. Johnny says, what's up, crew? Johnny says, and thumbs up the stream. Yeah, bro. You dip in, you throw a question in chat, you pop out, you don't throw a 1 in chat, you don't thumbs up the stream, man. I'm probably not going to answer that question. It's just decency, bro. I'm just kidding. If I remember, I'll get back to it. If not, hit me up in Discord. Max, what's up, brother? Chris, what's up, big dude? Clarence, my main man, Clarence. Dude, Clarence. Clarence got some free dollar bills, y'all, from KCEX, KCEXtrading.com. Join our team. Go there right now. Not right now. Yeah, right now. Whatever. KCEXtrading.com. Get on our team. They gave a couple of members in our crew. We received $400 total yesterday just for being raw crew members. Salt Chain, what's up? Way up north. My main man up in Idaho. What's up, dude? West Coast, that's my guy right there. HLL, what's up, bro? Rawr. Glad you're here, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, guys. Little light crew, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna dive in. We're up about $6,000 on this trade. Thank you. Salt Change dropping the KCEX link in chat, guys. Dropping the KCEX link in chat. We're about. Let me get it back small. Let me get back small. About $6,000 up on this trade. Well, let me move it so you can see my leverage over there. Let me move me 30x leverage over there, guys. You see my leverage, 30x leverage. All right. So we had a little. My economic calendar is not pulling up right now. I'm on my VPN, and when I'm on my VPN, I can't pull up all of my apps and stuff. It won't let me. I don't know. Maybe somebody can figure it out for me. Nick Helms, pump it. What's up, brother? My main man, Nick, in the house. We had PCE report this morning. It came out flat, which is good. It was actually a little increase, so that's not good. That's bearish, but it was flat. It met expectations. So, you know, I don't think it's going to have much relevance here. We have closed out 2 trades. I'm going to do a short recap, but I'm leading to something. So I know I've recapped this big pump. You can't miss it, the big pump on screen. I've recapped it a couple times on the last couple live streams, but I'm going to recap it, and I'm going to tell you guys a secret, okay? I kept something from you. Full disclosure, I was not totally transparent with you, and I'm going to be totally transparent today in just a few minutes on stream. It is the big secret. It's the big announcement. I'm going to bring it to you, and I'm going to show you. It is freaking awesome. But I'll be honest, I was not totally honest with you guys. I didn't like mislead you. I just omitted something. Okay, I'll never mislead you, not intentionally. Anyway, here's the big trade, the big max trade, $15,000 on the pump. I closed my 57.7 long trade where we longed the dang bottom. We longed this in the VIP Discord, in the Pro Traders group, actually in real time. You guys remember that? I've shown all that. Let's walk through real quick. Humor me. I'm going to show this real quick, but it's huge. You're going to love this, guys. Eons, what's up, bro? Neil, let's FG, LFG. I got to get my beepers out. Let's go. All right, check this out, guys, okay? Short and sweet, and then I'm going to dive in. You're going to want to see this. All right, this was on the stream last week when we called the pump. Give me like 10 to 15 seconds, but I'm going somewhere with this, okay? This is what I omitted, okay? But I need to recap for those who may not be here. Guys, you can use this on any time frame, but when you get it on the daily, 2-day, weekly, 5-day, whatever, those are big, big, big moves, guys, big moves. And we're trying to get it on all time frames, all major time frames. You're down in a contraction, and you don't stay in the contraction very long. Look, this is down here. I'm on the 3-day time frame. Look, when you came down here in January, you were only down here for a few days. Same thing in May, only down here a few days, and you've been down here for an extended period of time, and it has just ticked up. Guys, I'm telling you right now, when this thing crosses that orange 15, you're going to have a massive move, guys, massive move. I'm not even. All right, guys, that's where we gave just before the massive pump last week. Like called it. I mean, we weren't even in here like him hawing around about it. Like, oh gosh, let's flip our old sticky notebook there, and maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. It's gonna happen sooner or later. Like we called it, like big move. And not only that, we put our money where our mouth was. I'm going somewhere with this. Give me a second. I know you've seen all this, but if you haven't, so that morning, right before that live stream, I came to the Discord and I said, I think today is the day, right? I showed them the 4-way split. I said, today's the day. Do not get caught with your hand in the cookie jar. We had entered a long and short. We were hedged, and this is what I'm going to get to. I'm going to show you why. We'd entered a long and a short right here. I'd already realized $3,000 on the long. We had entered the short. I wound up getting stopped out on the short, but we did realize about $900 profit on the short. And let me show you why we entered the short and what I kept from you guys. First of all, remember, here's what it looked like, okay? Notice this 2-day, 3-day, and 5-day, the blue line down at the bottom. That is the Bjorn indicator that you can only get at anthonyleeraw.com. But it gets better. But wait, there's more. Here's what you've never, ever seen before. But notice how they're all below the orange line. The blue lines are all below the orange line. Volatility contraction. Only like 3-4 times, maybe 3-4 times a year do you get it like this. This is the perfect storm where you have the daily, the 2-day, the 3-day, and the 5-day all in volatility contraction. Very rarely. So when you get that, it is the absolute perfect storm for a blast off or a huge dump-ola, right? I mean, perfect storm, okay? And if you look, here's what it looked like, the finished product, when they all blasted off. Remember, I showed you all this. All of these blue lines were down below the orange. Pay attention. This is so that you can do this again. And in case you missed the P&L from that card, $15,000 trade in like a few hours, right? Because we gave this trade about an hour before blast off. But look, they all blasted up, and this is what it looks like. So look down at this 3-day here. Do you see? This is going back a year. This is going back a year. You don't stay down here very long. Look, you came down here this time. You may not can see. Let me move me. You came down here back here. You were down there for one candle period, right? You see this? One candle period. Again, in May, you were down here for one candle period. And again, twice in May, you were down here for one candle period. And here in July and August, you were down here for an extended period of time. Let me come back on the screen. Extended period of time, okay? Big blast off when that happens. Same thing here on the 2-day time frame. This is going back a year. A year here also. Look, you came down here for a couple candle periods, but then you were down here for a month, a full month below in a contraction. Big move when you see that, guys. Same thing on the 5-day, going back, gosh, this is going back almost 2 years. You were down here for like a couple candle periods, a candle period, and you were down here for an extended period of time here, guys. And you don't often get it where all 4 of these are below the orange line. You don't get that very often. And you certainly don't get them to stay down there long. When they stay down there that long in the contraction, that's like a spring coiling up, and it's going to pop. And it's either going to pop to the upside or the downside. And we weren't really sure. So at the time, though, pay attention. Here's where it gets good. So at the time, all of these are positioned to the upside except the daily. And I'm going to go do a rewind bars pattern, and then I'm going to show you how I knew what was about to happen. Or I had a pretty good 95% probability, let's call it that. And here's what it looks like when they all expanded, right? Popped up, and this is the 2-day time frame, and you see, and we had the Damien Pro buy signal ahead of time. But we were in contraction at the time you got it. We're still in the blue, so we knew it wasn't quite ready to pop, but that it was likely fixing to pop big to the upside, okay? Bjorn is king, okay? Damien Pro is great. I mean, it's freaking amazing. No other indicator is going to give you this. No other freaking indicator is going to give you this. Nothing. I mean, look at these calls, guys. You can only get this at AnthonyLeeRaw.com, and then I'm going to show you the brand new thing, AnthonyLeeRaw.com. Come to the indicators tab. You can get all of the indicators there, or you can get Damien Pro and Bjorn, okay? Now, let me show you how you could have gotten in this trade and how I knew and why I was hedged, okay? Let me just show you now. Look at the bottom screen. This is called, you've never seen this before, guys. This is called Bjorn Pro. It is the new version of Bjorn. It is my personal version. Nobody has seen this except the Raw crew. The VIP Discord are the only ones that have seen this, and they just saw it last night for the first time. I've been working with this for about a month. Myself and Brad, one of the pro traders, we've been working with this, and I was so excited. You have no idea how excited I was last, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day it was. We did the live stream before the pump because I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Bjorn Pro told me this is freaking coming, right? Bjorn told me with all the volatility expansion, right? All these expansions that we're fixing to have a big move, but we finally got the move. And here's what's different about Bjorn Pro. So this table right up here, okay, that you can see this table right here. That is your, let me turn this off. How did West Coast tell me to do this? There. All right. So this table right here, it tells you when stochastic is going to flip on you, at what price, right? So the multicolor line is volatility, right? Multicolor line is volatility. Stochastic is a dark gray line. This is so important. These are your big moves, guys. You can use it on any time frame. If you want to scalp the 1 minute, you want to be a degen retard, go for it. Have fun. No offense to degen retards. I really don't mean any offense, but I don't do that. Multicolor line is volatility. When it expands, a big move occurs almost every single time. Let's call it every single time. As long as it continues expansion, big move. It expands to the direction of stochastic. So if stochastic's headed up, big pop to the upside. If stochastic's headed down, big move to the downside, okay? I'll show you on the 2-day, the last time you got expansion to the downside. That was right here. Expansion. Expansion's when you're in full volatility contraction. See, you expanded up, volatility expanded up, but look, stochastic, the dark gray line was headed down, and you got this big old move to the downside. Right, you expanded right there. Big move to the downside, total of about 24% move down for Bitcoin. Okay, so it's just so easy to call if you stick on the high time frames. And very rarely, like I said, do we get them all on the same contraction. But let me show you. I thought I had this on the daily. Let me show you, throw the bars pattern on here. I want to show you how I knew what was fixing to happen that day. This should be on the daily. I'm sorry. Let me go back. And here is the power of Bjorn Pro. Bjorn Pro. That original Bjorn could not do. All right, so we come back and we did the stream. I'm going to go back to the day before the pop, okay? And here's what I was watching for, okay? Keep in mind that I knew that everything was contracted, okay? And I'm literally giving you the tutorial of how to use this and be mega successful in the big trades. I knew that everything was contracted down here in the blue, right? You don't get the big move until it expands up above the orange, right? You don't get those. So I was waiting on that, right? But we didn't know, see, we're down here on the daily. We didn't know which direction it was going to go. At this time, stochastic was headed up, but you were contracted, so that can flip on you, so we had to wait, okay? Let me fast forward one candle. Boom. All right. This is the day before the pop, okay? Let me go one more candle. Boom. There you go. Yep. That was day before the pop. I just wanted to make sure I have my days right. All right. So day before the pop, we expanded up, and look at the flip price. Was at 64,444. So on the daily time frame, if you came below 64,444, stochastic was going to head to the downside. So at this time of this expansion, let me go to the 2-day. You had not gotten 2-day expansion yet, or 3-day, or 5-day. You just expanded on Bjorn on the daily, which I knew was fixing to bring price ripping to the upside, which was going to rip the 2-day up across, which was going to rip the 3-day, rip the 5-day, and of course they all went simultaneously. And this is what they look like after the fact, and you already know the pump. But I knew on this 24-hour time frame that it was really, really close. It's really, really close to 64.44. So if this price dropped below this, because we had just expanded on the daily, right? I knew a big move was just initiated and just barely to the upside, just barely, because you can see price here is only at 64.6 at the time. And the flip was 64.44. So if we came down $150, this was going to expand to the downside, and we were fixing to crash sub 57K, okay? We were going to get the same move in reverse. So you have to watch it. But I knew upon expansion on the daily that the 2-day, 3-day, and 5-day would also expand. And I knew in advance it would be to the upside because I watched this stochastic flip meter to the upside. So I was able to enter that trade before the pop, enter the long trade, and you already know what happened after that. You already know what happened. Just boom, explosion after explosion after explosion. And we just watched this go all the way up. All the way up. Just watch it go all the way up, and stochastic stayed all the way up. And as soon as stochastic ticked over and confirmed to the downside, you see how it ticked over and confirmed to the downside right there? Sorry, that's when it ticks the downside. It confirmed right there. That's exit trade time, and that's where we exited the trade, secured the $15,000 in profit, guys. It's simple. But the Bjorn Pro gives it to you when you're going to flip. And I'm going to tie this into current price action and why I named the thumbnail Dip Then Rip, okay? Let's dive into that right now. And let me know if you have any questions on Bjorn Pro. Again, AnthonyLeeRaw.com, indicators tab. You got Damien Pro and Bjorn Pro. Those are the only two indicators that I use, period. Oh, by the way, the KCEXTrading.com, if you go over there, I did want to show you this. You can click on Event Center right here, and right here at the top, Event Center, and their new user rewards, and you can just do these few simple little tasks right here, and get all kinds of free bonus money. Just free $100 for that, $100 for that, $200 for that, $20 for that, all sorts of free bonus money right there. A lot of people don't realize they have the Events Center tab. And they also have trading competition, daily trading competition that you're automatically entered for to win free money every day for doing nothing. All right, let's catch up on the chat. Then we're going to come back in. I'm going to show you what Bjorn Pro is saying about what's going to happen now. All right, let's see. Cuba's all over some honey. What's up, Lit Attic? Citizen Donna Champ in the house. How are you? What do you think the top price will be for Bitcoin this cycle? My personal prediction is about 175, 180K. Honey is the worst looking coin I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's saying something. Like, it even looks worse than Luna Classic. Nosana. I just did a Nosana video, bro. Edwin, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. I just did a Nosana video. For those of you that don't know, you can come over to the channel here. By the way, here's where we called it all last week. Breakout this week. It's a trap. The herd is wrong. Called it. But you can type in your coin, whatever altcoin, like Nosana. And I just did a Nosana video. I thought I did. Where's the Nosana video? I know I did a Nosana video. I just did a Nosana video. Right here, 2 days ago. 2 days ago. So come over here and check out the Nosana video. I just literally 2 days ago, so I'm not going to do it again. Questfire, did you get wrecked the other day? You had shorted. I told you you need to close that short. We're going higher, and we did. What's up, bro? Thanks for being here, man. Smoking Salver said MPC. I've never heard of MPC. What is MPC? By the way, if you bring altcoins to me, let me know what you want to look at. Like if you're wanting long-term prediction, listen, guys. If you want my long-term opinion, macro opinion, bull cycle, you need to have a previous bull run and bear market. If you don't, I will not even look at it, okay? You can't give a macro prediction. I've covered this 1,000 times. Questfire, there's no way your profit's going on, bro. There's no way. No way, dude. I mean, maybe, but you'd have to have some serious freaking, you'd have to be on major low leverage. We were on the stream right here at 78K, right where we are now the other day, and Bitcoin pumped up 4%. You'd have to have no stop loss skills whatsoever to still be in that trade. It's possible. But even if you are, you're just now at break even because we're just now where we were on stream the other day. I know because we were at 78K and I said if we pump to 80K, I'm going to give away a giveaway. And we pumped up to like 79.5 on stream. By the way, before I move on, I wanted to give this promo code for checkout for Bjorn Pro. Here it is. I'm going to hit it in chat real quick for you guys. If you want the Bjorn Pro today only, promo code is RAW20. Today only for 20% off Bjorn Pro. This will expire at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I have an expiration set at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. NPC. I've never heard of that NPC. Let's look at NPC, but if there's not enough history, I can't do anything with it. So let me know what you want me to look on it, what you want me to see on it. I can already tell you there's not going to be enough history on this. Not enough history. You don't even have a bull run, previous bull run, or bear market, neither one of them. All you can do on this is invest on what the fundamental is, what they tell you is going to happen, and I don't do that. And you can't give a prediction on this. You cannot give a reliable prediction beyond this right here because you don't know. You don't know where liquidity is built up. Well, obviously there is none, but you don't know where it would be, what the previous high. You have no idea. There's no way you can accurately predict this. Anybody giving you a prediction on this, if they're saying like $2, they're just making shit up. There's no way you can accurately predict that. And I know you can't really predict anything with extreme accuracy, but you can get pretty close based on previous behavior and technical analysis. You're just making shit up on this because there's nothing here to even compare price action on this coin. Nothing. Cool, no problem. You want to invest in it. You just can't do macro TA on it. No problem. It may do great. I have no idea. You're welcome, Chris. Yeah, there's not much history, bro. That's just a fundamental. That's a narrative investment. Like the team tells you they're going to do this, so they're in a good industry, and you just don't know, man. And that's fine. Every coin starts at day one, right? So I get it. Some coins moon and some coins go to zero. You just don't know. And I know you don't really know no matter how long a coin's been around. Just look at Luna, for example. But I always tell my Discord, like, it's not about knowing, right? I don't know where Fetch is going to go. I don't know where NPC is going to go. It's about taking the higher probability. Right? Like a casino. Casino does not win every hand of every game, but they have higher probability, so in the long run, they're going to win more. It's about just taking higher probabilities, in my opinion. But I've only been doing this 12 years, so maybe somebody has a better way. Hubborn made it. What's up, dude? I went and hit some triceps today. See if we can get the guns up there. Oh, God, I don't even know if you can see. I can't see. Hit some triceps today. Guys, we're up almost $7,000 on our trade. Brand Owl, new here. Great content, bro. Got Damien Pro the other day. Bjorn yesterday. How can I upgrade to Bjorn Pro? Are you in the Discord, bro? Are you in the Discord? By the way, we're almost to 1,500 subs. I know we're a small channel. People give me shit on that all the time, like, "Oh, bro, why would you listen to you? You have a small channel." Well, guys, you know, we have almost 1,500 subs. The guys with 1 million subs, at one time they had 1,500 also. But I'll tell you what, I've seen guys with 300, 400, 500,000 subscribers who put out absolute dog shit and make stuff up, novelty content. So can't judge, and oftentimes YouTube pushes novelty. They like novelty. They like clicks, novelty, clickbaity stuff. They don't reward consistency. So a lot of times your more quality channels are going to be smaller anyways because they're not out there putting out novelty crap. You can, I have, Damien, I'll show it to you. Bjorn Pro is on the website now. It's on the website. Right here, Bjorn Pro, it's amazing. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Some of you in Discord will notice that Brad was given extra trades over the last month or so, and even somebody called him out one time on front running. It's because he was watching stochastic flip in advance before you guys could see it. I've literally worked on this for a couple years. I've never been able to get this to work, and it finally worked. I don't know, but it works. I just posted in the chat the promo code RAW20. Get 20% off, bro. You're gonna love it. I'm telling you, it's well worth it. If you just could have gotten in advance on the trade that I gave last week, the big pump, just by using that, because I knew that the daily was flipping stochastic, which I knew would flip the 2-day, 3-day, and 5-day. 15 grand later on a $3,000 account. That's it, $3,000 30x leverage. Yeah, channels that are truly helpful get shadow banned, Rob. You're right. I'm telling you guys, I didn't know anything. I'm not a techie person. I don't know anything about YouTube and content creation, all that nonsense. I do this now, but I'm a trader. Like, I'm a trader who puts out some content now, and I started putting out content because I was so tired of seeing all the other losers out there. Not that everybody's a loser. There's some really good channels, even some really good big ones. But there's, I mean, I would literally say about 90% of them, 95% of them are crap, absolute garbage. And I just got tired of it. I got tired of watching them, and they would say stuff, and I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, this is the dumbest shit. And it finally dawned on me, like, they heard so-and-so say this, who heard so-and-so say this, so they're just regurgitating. They don't actually know anything. They're just regurgitating. And if they won't show you live trades ticking, unfollow them. They're lying. They're full of it. It's just bullshit. And I'm not going to put out novelty content just to grow a channel. I'd rather have a smaller quality channel, and that's what we'll do. But anyway, when we get to 1,500 subs, hopefully by Friday, especially if you guys share the channel, I'm going to give away $1,500 live on stream. It'll be 3 different drawings. So not just one person. So we're going to give away a total of $1,500, 3 different people. So help us get to 1,500. Just a little thank you for that. Smoke moved his FET limit order from 10 cents, 15 cents. You're dancing all around, bro. I'm gonna show you what my fetch target is if we go to pull back here. Speaking of fetch, let me show you. Here's a perfect example. Here's a guy. Look at this guy. Look at this just crap, just nonsense. This dude, and I don't do much social media. I have like 5 followers, I think. I just don't do anything on here. I'm gonna start, I think. But look, this is his Bitcoin plan. Okay, first of all, this is an Elliott Wave person, and if you're following Elliott Wave people, unfollow them immediately. They're the dumbest people I've ever seen. They are hindsight traders. They can't tell you ever what's going to happen in advance. They certainly couldn't predict the pump that we did the other day because they don't understand liquidity, they don't understand volatility, none of that good stuff. So they're like, oh, we got the XYZ, the ABC, extended correction, diagonal, this, and da-da-da-da-da. And if it's not that, then it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, AB, 2, 3. It's nonsense. But so this retard, here's current price. And this is just somebody that missed the bottom. And so now they're pissed off and they're telling everybody how dumb we are for thinking it's over. Well, this is a macro scale, right? He's showing this on the 3-day. He has price coming, I don't know if I can zoom in here. He has price coming all the way up to 100K, then back down to 40K before then continuing on, okay? Can that happen? Sure. I acknowledge, especially in crypto, anything can happen. Do you know what that would require, though? That this retard that's just putting out novelty crap, do you know what that would require? That makes it extremely unlikely. I'm not saying we can't go lower now. I think the bottom's in. But it's just simple market structure, guys. You know, we got the market structure, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. He has this coming to 100K. If you do that, you're going to then flip market structure bullish. You're in macro bullish market structure, then yes, anything can happen, but it is very, very, I would give it less than 5% chance of that happening. So then you would look for, you know, somewhere in here, a higher low, and like that. It's just simple. You have flipped market structure. But he's like, oh, we're going to 100K, and then we're going to 40K. Back to bearish market structure. You're not going to flip macro market structure bullish, and then one candle later flip it back to bearish. It's just not going to happen. It is very much not likely to happen. Let me say that. But this is just novelty content. This is just, and I even told him, I said, well, he said, you're welcome, Y-O-U-R, right? And I'm grammar police, of course. So my response was, first of all, it's your, Y-O-U-R-E, which means you're not smart enough to understand TA if you don't understand grammar. If you were, you would know that your crayon drawing, which is all this is, shows a massive market structure, flip to bullish, then bearish again. The probability of that is extremely low. This is just crap, guys. This is crap. So I'm talking about. People get big channels by drawing with a little crayon on screen, and people eat it up. Do you know who eats this up? People who missed the bottom because they need price to go lower so that they're not having to buy in today at 40% higher. And they just feed this crap. But it's crap. I would rather you feed me tough truth, you know, hard pill to swallow, than feed me this crayon drawing crap that has no technical basis whatsoever. Who's this guy? Kane, formerly Penguin. Look, guys, if you walk into JP Morgan Chase and you want to do some investments and somebody sits across the desk from you and he calls himself Penguin, get up and walk the out. Where's my beeper? Get up, out. This dude's name is Penguin. He's going to give me financial advice. But this retard right here named Penguin is going to give financial advice with a crayon drawn on a screen, and people are going to eat it up. It's ridiculous. I want you guys to think about some of the people you're listening to out there. And I'm not saying I'm always right. I'm not always right. But I'm never going to listen to somebody named Penguin that draws on a crayon. Gosh. I get so worked up. These people get me worked up. This is the whole reason I started my channel, was because of retards like this. The whole reason. He right here, Elliott Wave without hindsight. You cannot have Elliott Wave without hindsight. I hope none of you follow the Penguin. If you do, guys, if you follow the Penguin, you're headed straight to clown school. Okay, let's dive back in. Let's get serious. Okay, got a fetch question. I'm always down for a fetch question. Look, I've been seeing a lot of fetch stuff. Fetch has had a nice little pullback this bull cycle, right? Nice little pullback this bull cycle. Let me zoom out. I acknowledge, nice little pullback, but it's not as bad as you think. It's really not as bad as you think, okay? Gosh, look at this Damien Pro indicator, guys. If nothing else, you take into this, look at this, the double launch codes, the pullback in the middle for a 70% spot trade to the single blast off to the top. We just got the double launch codes. You just, if nothing else, on the macro scale, on your spot bags, go get Damien Pro, guys. Use that same code, RAW20. Salt Chain, go in there for me, please, and apply that RAW20 to Damien Pro for today only. Expire at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So Bjorn Pro, Damien Pro, 20% off RAW20. Don't try to go at 8:01 Central Standard Time tomorrow. It won't be any good. Anyway, I acknowledge we had a pretty good pullback, but what they're not showing you, these retards aren't showing you, is that Fetch tripled its circulating supply. So we're still, first of all, we're still holding macro bearish price structure, even though price is not linear. We still have not even come close to taking out bear market low, okay? But you have to look on market cap. Even with triple coins, even with 3 times your circulating supply, you still have not taken out this low, okay? Most coins would be way down here if they tripled their supply. But let's look at it on market cap, which is what matters, because it is linear. Cycle 1 to cycle 2, Fetch held 667% higher, okay? So 667% higher. We're still, this cycle, holding 585. That's from the bottom, from the low. 585%. So pretty negligible difference there. We're still massively bullish, just as bullish as we were in this past cycle, right? You don't see that on the price chart, even though you're still holding it on price. You're still holding it on price, just not as much because of the circulating supply increase. But look how freaking bullish Fetch still is on market cap, which is what matters. That means people aren't selling off the way these losers who are hating on Fetch want you to think they are. They're not selling off. Investors are not selling off. Remember, guys, this was the low of the last bear market. That was the low. We're way up here. They are not selling off, guys. They are not selling off. Nobody is bearish on this coin. It just looks a little more bearish on price because you tripled your supply. So people who are saying that, just unfollow them, because they're just going to muddy the water, and they're going to mess with your psychology. And you can't possibly say that if you look at this market cap chart. Can't do it. This is mega freaking bullish, guys. Mega bullish. Go find me another coin that's holding 600% above its previous bear market. You'll be very hard pressed to do it. I bet you there's less than 20 coins out of the however many million coins there are. I bet you there's 20 that are holding 600% above. Get that poison out. Stop following those people. I'm telling you, I used to follow like 50 people, 40, 50 people. And one guy would say something, he sounds so convincing. And then another guy would say something else, and he would sound so convincing. And then I realized that neither one of them knew what they were talking about. They were just drawing with crayon on the chart and not showing their work, showing the data. They were regurgitating. Now I follow 5 people, exactly 5 people. Actually, I follow 7, but 2 of them are not active right now. I follow 5 active people, and that's it. And once I got rid of all that other noise out of... I was able to focus on my game, and I have not looked back. I'm telling you. All right, so let's look at Fetch, current Fetch, because we could get a pullback here. I forgot to go show you why I think we're going to dip then rip. Let's go over that real quick. Because remember, guys, no matter what you're going to do with your altcoin, I don't care how good of a setup your altcoin has, it looks like it's about to moon. If Bitcoin is going down, 99% of the time, your altcoin's going to go down too, okay? So you have to pay attention to Bitcoin first. If Bitcoin looks good, like it's going to move up, then your alt's probably going to move up and even more, right? But it all starts with Bitcoin. At the end of the day, Bitcoin is king, period. I don't care how much you love your altcoin. Bitcoin is king. So let's go look at Bitcoin. Here's what you're going to love about Bjorn Pro. Here's what I love about Bjorn Pro. All right. I'm going to turn off Damien for a minute. No, why? We'll just leave it on. We're going to go to the 2-week time frame. Okay. So as of now, we're looking at Bjorn. We still have expansion on Bjorn, okay? We still have volatility moving up, right? Multicolor line still moving up. And on the 2-week time frame, pay attention. If anybody has been in trading for 5 minutes, you know that the higher time frames are more powerful than the lower, right? Like this is one solid 2-week candle up, but if I click down to like the 5-minute chart, I mean, it would look like this, tick, 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 right? But this is one solid candle up, okay? So more powerful on the higher time frame. So we're still bullish on the high time frames. Look at this, guys. We are still volatility headed to the upside, stochastic headed to the upside. And here is the benefit of Bjorn Pro. Stochastic on the 2-week will flip down below 62,832. So as long as we're above $62,832, let's mark that out. Damn it. Close enough. Basically, we would have to retrace literally this entire move, the entire move. Can that happen? Sure. But that's what it would take to flip the macro signal. That's what it would take. And until then, this will stay elevated. This will stay pointing up until then. I don't think we get that. We could, but until then, your job as a trader or an investor is to expect, if we get a pullback, which we very likely could, higher low, higher high. Because we are still bullish on the macro. I understand like macro level, we haven't taken out 83K. I'm talking these macro signals, the macro indicators. We are still very much so bullish. And that's the beautiful thing. So that tells me, unless we come and take this out, I'm going to look for a really good area to pull back, enter a long, and fire up. Because this tells me we're going up. Doesn't mean we can't dip then rip. So let's drop to the lower time frames and look at that. Let's go to the 3-day. Let me clear this. All right, so 3-day 3-day technically is pointing down now. It's hard to see. It looks flat, but if you zoom in, it's pointing down. And for those of you that can't see very well, I did put a little word up here that tells you if it's falling or rising. So technically, you have flipped down on the 3-day, but we're right here at price. We're at 78.4, and this will flip back up above 78.5 on the 3-day time frame. So it's basically sideways. It's fighting right now. It's fighting that 78.5K level, okay? It's too close to call. Yes, technically it's positioned down, but by $100. So you're fighting this level. But it doesn't matter if it does tick down, right? Because the 2-week is still up. So I could expect this to tick down and give me something like that, wherever it retraces to. And we will find those levels in the VIP Discord. Let's look at the 2-day. All right, so the 2-day is ticked down. It's fully down. To flip the 2-day, you've got to get back above 80K, 80.1K, okay? So that's a pretty good move up. That's about $1,500 move up. That's nothing for Bitcoin. Let's look at the daily. All right, the daily is positioned sideways too. It's same thing as the 3-day. It's right there at 78.5. So this just tells me right now we're fighting. We're fighting 78.5. 78.535 is your line. If you can get above, if you can, listen to me, guys. If you close today above 78.535, we're headed up. If you close below it, because this is the daily time frame, if you close below it and you confirm this stochastic flip, you can expect a little retrace down. I don't expect an aggressive retrace down. Do you know why? Because volatility, the multicolor line is pointed down. Okay? Stochastic is pointed down too, more sideways, but down. But I'm talking about volatility. When volatility is headed down, that does not mean price is headed down. That means the movement, the aggressiveness of whatever move, up or down, is weakening. Okay? So even if we close below 78.535, I would just expect something like this before that higher time frame 2-week catches up. Okay, and what that'll do is it'll allow the stochastic and the volatility and all this to reset somewhere, may even come all down full contraction. I don't know. I'm not saying that it will. I don't know, but it could. But it will let these reset while the 2-week stays positioned up, and then you rip up. Now, you could come crashing all the way down, but you would have to take out that 62.8 first. If you take out 62.08K, guys, we're going to set new lows, significant new lows. I don't think that happens. There's nothing here to indicate that's going to happen. As of now, hear me, guys, as of now. But this doesn't flip very often. This 2-week time frame does not flip very often, okay? Like the last time it flipped was back here in April. And then the time before that was back here in November. So November, then you flipped down in January, then you flipped up in February. So every couple months, you flip every couple of months, right? And we just flipped up. Like we literally just flipped up 2 weeks ago. So could we go ahead and flip right back down? Sure, that could happen. It's just not likely. And again, back to the casino, we're not in the game of guarantees. We're in the game of higher probabilities. And as of right now, the higher probability is more upside. With the daily saying if we close below 78,535, we're probably going to get a light little pullback here, guys. So I'm telling you exactly, for those of you asking what I'm expecting, this is what I'm expecting, a slight pullback somewhere before continuation up. And my VIP Discord knows the exact targets that I'm looking for in this pullback. And when I take this trade, I will let you know in real time. And I will be watching Damien Pro on the daily. I'll be watching Damien Pro. We've got a confirmed Damien sell signal up here. So I'm going to look for a pullback. You guys know where it is in Discord. And when we get it, wherever that is, I'm going to look for the Damien buy signal. I'm going to look for the Bjorn stochastic flip here. And I'm going to look for volatility. Never mind stochastic. I want stochastic up too. That's a given. But I want volatility up. I do not want to trade if volatility is coming down. I don't want it. I trade volatility headed up. And here's the difference, guys. I'll just give you one. They're all like this, but I'm just going to give you one for example. And you do you, guys. If you want to do that, that's fine. But look at this right here. Volatility headed up right there, okay? Big contraction to expansion. Volatility headed up, okay? While that headed up, look, stochastic was headed up, so that told me big long trade. And this is what you got. You got this move right here. Right there. And look what happened at the end of this blue triangle here. Look what happened right there. Boom. Volatility ticked to the downside. Now, that doesn't mean price is necessarily coming down. That just means things are cooling off. That usually means chop. Okay, and I don't want chop. Some people want chop. You might like chop. I want this right here. Big explosive move. And then the rest of this was just drama chop. Right? Drama chop, drama chop. I don't want that. And then the next good move that you got with volatility expansion was right here. See, full contraction and expansion. I want that move. And at that time, stochastic was headed down at the time you got it. So you got the big move down. It's just simple, guys. It's just simple. And that was a 7% move down. Also kicked off by Damien Pro. Got the Damien Pro sell signal. But I don't want to take a Damien sell signal unless volatility is headed up because I just don't want to deal with the chop. I don't want to. I don't like it. It's an emotional roller coaster. I just don't want to deal with that. And then let's fast forward to another one. We're almost done with this. Right here. I don't want the chop. I want this. Volatility expansion, right? At the time you expand it across. Right there. Stochastic to the upside. Boom. Sorry. Right there. Expand it up. Stochastic to the upside. I had it on this one. I'm not moving on purpose, but right there you can see it was to the downside. And you got that big move down. Right? See that? Popped up, moving to the downside, and then it flipped to the upside. So you could have got both of these trades because stochastic flipped on you. I'll zoom in a little. Stochastic was headed down when you got expansion, right? Volatility headed up, stochastic headed down. Then stochastic flipped up while volatility was still headed up. So you could have flipped long right there and gotten in both of these trades. Right here and right here. Bjorn is king, I'm telling you. And you can plan ahead by having Bjorn Pro to tell you when that's going to flip. Hope that makes sense. Okay, but now that we've covered that, and that I believe, pending today's closure, that we can get a move down. Here's my fetch target. And listen, I'll be fully honest with you. Fetch could set new lows. I don't think that's going to happen. That is not my base case. But Fetch has not flipped high time frame high time frame market structure, macro market structure. Fetch has not flipped it. You got the Damien Pro buy signal down here. We called for this move on the live stream. We literally called for it. I told you, I said we've dipped, we've swept the bottom. I said swoop and go. It's exactly what I said. But Fetch has not flipped macro market structure, okay? Right there. Boom, you've not flipped that, okay? Neither has Bitcoin. But I would expect a pullback somewhere to this area, something like that. And I'm not a big fractal guy, but this is playing out eerily similar. Let's take a look at this. Go to the weekly. Let me hide Damien. There's a little bit of historical precedence for this, but this does not mean it has to happen this way. So what I did was I literally just grabbed this bars pattern, and I gave this to you last week. I literally just grabbed this bars pattern from right there, boom, and pulled it over here. And look at how freaking similar. I know it's not exact candle for candle, but it's the structure. It's the structure. And what it's illustrating for you, I have it here in orange, the orange lines. But you came down, you set wave 3, 4, and then you swept it with wave 5, a sweep and go, a grab and go. You grab the liquidity from this, right? We talked about this, okay? Same thing, came all the way down, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, a grab, and we called for this last week, grab and go. I showed you the live stream, I showed the recap. So I think it's done, but it doesn't have to be because you have not flipped this. So I'm not going to stake my reputation on saying it's over. But I just think Bitcoin's going to get that little pullback and boom. All right, but let's zoom in a little bit further here and show the other similarity, not exact, but similarity. Let me refresh this. I deleted my something I need. All right, let me turn Damien back off. Watch this, guys. This is another little precedence here, okay? All right, so when we were down in the bear market last time, and again, for the 90th time, it doesn't happen to happen the same way. So we came down, right? 3, 4, and then swoop, right? Swoop this and go. But once we swooped it, we got the big pump up out of there, right? We ripped up just like last week. Same thing. We ripped up here, but notice what we did. We came up to value area low of this range, kind of wicked into the range a little, and then came right back down to there, okay? Let's see what that was. Let's fibber it. Right? Just a slight front run to the 786. Might as well just call it a 786 retrace and go. Okay? And then just absolutely moon up out of there. And by the way, the moon up out of there, this is the 5-day time frame. Within 2 months, 1,000% rally. Within 2 months from this very grab and go that I believe we just got. Not calling for a 10x. I'm just telling you what we did last time. All right, so let's look at this time, though. How similar does this look? All right, same thing. 3, come up 4, swoop, right? Rip up out of there. Right into a big wick. Into value area range. Reject from value area low. Now pulling back. Guys, it doesn't have to play out the same, but this looks so freaking familiar. And if you've been in crypto for any length of time, you know it's not exact, but it very closely rhymes a lot of times. So let's just fib it. Let's just fib it. There you go. There you go. So we're looking for, guys. So not financial advice, but if it were me, I would be looking somewhere in that area of 13.5 to 14.5 cents. I don't know that you're going to get it. I hope you miss it. I'll be honest. I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm tired of pullbacks. I'm ready to blast off, so I hope you miss it. And everybody that misses it, I'm sorry, you deserve it, because I told you this on the stream last week. Like 30 minutes before we blasted off. I told you we're fixing to blast out of there. I knew it. I didn't even think it. I knew it. Because of this right here. Because of this right here. I knew it. So, you had a chance. Even if you have to buy Fetch today, even if it goes a little lower, if Fetch goes to $2, 15 cents is still a freaking fantastic price, y'all. I'll tell you who is on here. Cuba Cindy, he was smart. He bought last week when I said, because he was wanting 10 cents. I said, bro, I said, you know what's going to happen? And I pointed to this. I was on the weekly time frame. I pointed this. I said, do you see this? I said, everybody right here who was wanting to squeak out that half percent lower wound up buying in the next day 50% higher. Every one of them. I just encourage you guys again, don't try to squeak out that last 0.5% and have to buy in another 50% higher. This thing 10x'd in 2 months last time in a very similar structure with very similar Bitcoin macro outlook as well. What do you mean 0.5%, Anthony? Well, yeah, I acknowledge you. If you go down now, you could go down 30% from current price, guys, but from top to bottom here, it's 96.5%. If you went to 10 cents, it's 97.1%. That is a 0.5%. You're trying to get the last 0.5% of a major macro move on an asset that was at $3.50 last cycle. How dumb do you feel now that price is 40% higher? And now you're rolling the dice that it's going to come back down there. And just, I mean, I don't know. How many times can you get slapped in the face before you realize that maybe you just need to go on and get in? And I'll encourage you, if you get in, especially if you're in the VIP Discord, like it's okay if you could have bought 10 or 15% higher or 10 or 15% more coins if you go lower, because we're going to trade the hell out of this. Like we're going to trade this. Sell there, rebuy there, pick up. We're going to double our bags when we get trades like this along the way. So missing out on 10% more coins now is nothing when you double, triple, quadruple your bags through spot trading, which we do in the VIP Discord. So it's okay if you don't get the best entry. And don't feel bad. Nobody times the bitty bottom or the tippy top. Nobody. You know the only thing that times the bitty bottom and the tippy top? I'll tell you what does it. 2-week Damian Pro. Bitty bottom, tippy top. And the big one in between. And if you have this indicator and you know that, then what are you doing? You got the double launch code. You got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swoop and go. You got the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swoop and go. What are you waiting on? Mario's talking about the 3 daily time frame. Let's refresh and look at that. No, no, it's not. What are you talking about, bro? Oh, well, what? I guess maybe I don't know what coin you're talking about, bro. What coin are you talking about, man? Mario, what coin are you talking about on the 3-day time frame? I'm curious now. A-Cash. HL, are you talking about Penguin? Is that a good thing? An RGB PC? What does that mean? Red, green, and blue? I know nothing about technology. Penguin? Guys, if you take financial advice from somebody named Penguin, you deserve every bit of wrecking you get. I'm sorry, but it's true. Let's look at A-Cash. Oh, gosh, if Questfire's on here, he's going to be excited. Okay, so, yeah, A-Cash is contracted. Let's see what your question was. Is this a good sign for an upside move? No, not right now. Stochastic's headed down. Listen, guys, you have to understand this. Volatility, the multicolor line, moving up, like if you expanded here, that does not mean price is going up. That means the price action is getting aggressive. It does not mean it's going up. It could mean it's getting aggressive to the downside, right? Like if this stochastic, the dark gray line, if that continues down like that while volatility heads up like this, that means big move to the downside, guys. Look, right here is a good example. Right here, you got volatility expansion. See, one candle before. It's a 3-day time frame. Right there, boom. So upon expansion, see, you were below, and then boom, you move over to the opening of that candle. That candle opened to volatility expansion with stochastic headed to the downside. So I gave you this massive freaking move down. I mean, all in all, gosh. I mean, you see it. All in all, 75% move down. But even if you wrote it down to the next Damien buy signal, still 64%. So volatility expanding does not mean big move to the upside. It could mean to the downside. That's what's so great about this indicator. Especially if you're a trader, you get volatility expansion, you don't have to have stochastic going up. You can just short the hell out of it. Or if you're holding your spot bags, that means sell because big move to the downside is coming. Like if you bought here and you rode up and then this expands with stochastic to the downside, you could sell your bags and wait till things flip around and rebuy and pick up a lot more coins. Bjorn is king, I'm telling you. You just have to spend some time working with it and learn how to read it. But let's so to answer your question, first of all, it's not in expansion yet. So yes, we will have a big move when this does expand, and this does not stay down here long. Okay, this does not stay down here long. On the 3-day time frame, look, we've been down here. Look, you're down here for like 2 candles. You've been down here about as long as you were here, and look, upon expansion, big, massive move to the upside. You don't stay here long. So this is coming very soon. I don't know which direction. Right now, Stochastic's headed down. This would indicate big move down, but Stochastic will flip above 54.9, call it 55 cents. It'll flip if you close a 3-day above 55 cents. So that's what you want to watch. You have to have BLOFIN Pro to know that. You don't know that with anything else. This will flip. So if this flips, if you get expansion here, if you get expansion and price moves to 55 cents, 54.93 cents to be exact, then you can expect a massive, massive, I'll say it just like it did on Bitcoin, a massive move to the upside. But if this thing expands on the 3-day time frame and price stays below 54.93 cents, you can expect a massive, massive move to the downside. A massive move is coming on Cash very soon. You don't stay down here long, guys. This is going back all the way till, this is going back a year. And this is the longest you've been down here, just like on Bitcoin. There's a big freaking move coming for Cash. And I can't tell you what direction. All I can tell you that above 54.93, you're going massive to the upside. Below it, you're going massive to the downside. That's all I can tell you right now. You could drop the lower time frames and try to see what they're doing because it's a domino effect, right? The 1 minute bleeds over to the 5 minute, to the 15, to the hour, to the day, so on and so forth, right? And eventually that'll get up to the 3-day time frame. But I don't hop time frames. I know a lot of people do. Like I don't. If I'm watching a time frame for a trade, I enter on that time frame, I manage on that time frame, I exit on that time frame. And it's so much easier, guys. That's so much freaking easier. I showed this on the stream yesterday on Bitcoin. What time frame were we on, guys? Anybody remember? I think it was a 3-day time frame. Or was it a 2-day? It was 5-day. No. It doesn't matter. Let me just show you. Let me go to a clean chart. Let me prove this to you right now. All right, so let's say you entered your trade. Let's say you didn't take this first one because you didn't know. We did. We took this in the Discord, but then you were looking for the swoop of this into the golden pocket, 57K. So you didn't take this, but you did take this. You got the Damien Pro buy signal, right? You took it, okay, on the 3-day time frame. Let me show you something. I know this gets boring if you just stay on the 3-day time frame because you don't get signals that often. I mean, look at the 3-day time frame. Going back to February, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possible 6 trades. Possible 6, 5. You got 5 complete trades since February. That's like 1 a month. I know that's boring, but who cares? You can make a mountain of money. Okay, but say you entered this on the Damien Pro signal. That's what you're going by, Damien Pro. Bjorn was in line. Well, you just now got out, like yesterday. Like you just now got out with the Damien Pro counter signal. You just now got out, and this was June 30th. You just now got out. The move, not even from wick low, the move from there to there, 30% move. Okay, 30% move. Pay attention, guys. I'm going to prove this to you. Let's say you had a $3,000 account on 30x leverage, and you got a 30% move. That's 27 grand, guys. You made 30 grand. Now, if you took profit along the way somewhere, you may not have made that much. But let's say you just entered on signal and exited on signal. You didn't TP anything. You just waited on the signal before you took profit or exit. You made 27 grand on a $3,000 account. And you can't show me one thing in this. You can't do it that tells you to get out. Look at this. You didn't even come close to pulling back to the low. Not even close. You can't show me one reason here that you should have gotten out of this trade or why you would have been scared out of this trade. You can't do it. If that scares you out of a trade, you should never trade again. You can't do it. However, let's box this in. So if you enter on this, I'm telling you, stay on the same time frame you trade on, whatever time frame that is. So you got one entry, confirmed continuation, exit. But now let's drop down, let's say to the 4 hour. All right, let's go look at that same box. Look at these, a lot of good trades, right? A lot of good trades, but hang on, that's not my point. But look at these Bjorn trades. Look at this Bjorn Pro, guys. You can't beat this. I don't care who you are. You can't beat this. You can't beat this. You can't beat this. And if you like trading like this, great. That's freaking great. But I will tell you what, if you traded this, here's the low. If you took that right there, you would have been scared out of this trade so many freaking times. There's no way you're still in this trade with all this. There's no way you made $27,000. There's no way. I don't care who you are. There is no way you got all these buy and sell signals by hopping time frames that you didn't close that trade, or at least take some profit. However, if you took it on the 5 day and stayed on the 5 day, or 3 day, I'm sorry, we're on 3 day. Took it on 3 day and stayed on 3 day, you made 27 grand on a $3,000 account with not once ever fearing getting out of this trade. Not once. It's just easier on the higher time frames. As long as you don't hop down, like don't do that. It's just torturing yourself. And heaven forbid you go down to like the 1 hour. And I get it. Some people like trading that, but there's no way. There's no way. There's no way you stayed in this trade. There is no freaking way that one of these sell signals didn't make you go, "Ooh, I better close." There's no way. Stop hopping time frames, guys. I'm telling you. But I mean, if you like trading the 4 hour, great. That's cool. That's great. I mean, this is a hell of an indicator to trade with if you're going to trade the 4 hour. I like trading the 4 hour. All right. The dude, what's up, bro? Smoking Salford said he spent loads on market MCB and have the same for 7. I used Cypher for years, and then I started realizing my strategy with volatility and stochastic, and I used 2 different indicators, really 3. I would still use Cypher some, but I started using 2 different indicators for Bjorn because there was no Bjorn. And then I just decided to declutter my chart, so I created Bjorn, but I never could get my 3rd indicator, which was the stochastic flip meter. I could never get that to work on Bjorn when I was writing the programming, and I finally got that to work about a month ago. I left it alone for a long time, and I just circled back to it, and the first try, it worked. I said, oh, shit, it worked. And then we tested it out for about a month. A little quest fire wanting that AKT again. I don't know when you posted this, bro, but I just went through AKT, so if you didn't see that portion, rewind back. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. West Coast, Hawkborn, full moon tomorrow. There's no such thing as a full moon, Hawkborn. This is crypto. There are only bull moons. Hawkborn, you need to give us a picture, bro. Show the guns. We'll compare guns. Oh, gosh. We'll compare guns. You can go post a picture in the Discord. Yes, you can upgrade to Bjorn Pro. Yes. There, I put, and if you don't have Bjorn Pro, I'm giving you guys a promo 20% off. Bjorn Pro, promo code, I just spammed the chat, is RAW20. Come on over here, AnthonyLeeRaw.com, add it to the cart. Well, I thought I added to cart. Add to cart, promo code RAW20, apply it, and you get 20% off. Max, second Max. What's up, bro? Bro, I saw you in my comments earlier this morning, man. I was up at like 2 o'clock this morning. Arc block, Mickey, yay. What would you like me to look on Arc block, bro? When you guys give me alts, please, I don't mind, but please give me specific questions. Like it might be you want to know what I think is going to happen today or tomorrow or next month or next year or how low we're going, pull back. Just if you have specific questions, please let me know so I don't just like ramble on about it. Peter, what's up, dude? Mario, we just looked at A-Cash. Yeah. I'm sorry. You were telling me A-Cash. Contraction. Let's go look. So we looked at the 3-day on A-Cash. Let's look at the 2-day. 2-day has already expanded to the downside, guys. With a flip price of 57 cents. Uh-oh. The daily, same thing. Daily, 54.93. You basically need to get above 54.93. And if you do, by the next 3-day closure, you're going to have a big move. The daily is in line. The daily is, look at this. Listen, guys. Listen. For those of you wanting a front run, I'm telling you right now, listen to me. Listen to me. Mario, Questfire, all you guys. We just looked at the 3-day on A-Cash. Big move coming. The daily is going to lead the way on this. I'm telling you right now, the daily has gone into full volatility contraction, okay? Not confirmed. Technically, the volatility contraction, you're just crossing it now, will confirm with today's close. Okay? Listen to me carefully. Not financial advice. If it were me, and you could hang down here. I mean, you know, the last time you came down here, right here, you hung down here for one, 2, 3. You hung down here for 3 or 4 days last time, right? Couple days the time before that, 1 day at a time. So you could hang out here a few days, right? And if you hung out here a few days, it's low volatility. You're probably just going to do something like this. Not too much. Sideways. Maybe a little sideways and down. But listen to me. When this comes down, when this pops back up on the daily, whatever direction stochastic is in, you're going to get a massive move in that direction, okay? A massive move. And it's the same way I called the Bitcoin move, and it's because you're in 3-day volatility expansion or contraction. So when that daily expands, you're going to have a big pop, and that pop is most likely going to pull this 3-day expansion up whatever direction of stochastic is, okay? But the direction of stochastic on the 3-day will follow the direction of stochastic on the 1-day because they will both expand at the same time. I mean, maybe not the same minute because it is the daily versus the 3-day, so it may take it a day and a half, but whatever direction you get expansion on the daily, you will get on the 3-day within a day or two, if not the same day. And that is going to be nothing but continuation in the direction of the daily volatility expansion. So whatever, I hope that makes sense. I'm not going to write it in crayon. I hope you can follow what I'm saying. Watch that daily Bjorn Pro. And when that expands, whatever direction that stochastic's in, I would trade heavily. Because you're not just going to get the daily pop, which is usually pretty good, very tradable. You're going to get the follow-through 3-day on this one. You don't always have a setup like this. You've got it here. You've got it. These are dream setups. So, and I'm not fixing to guess on which direction it's going to go. You know the level. If you close above on the daily, I gave it to you. Bjorn Pro gave it to me. I'm giving it to you. Get your own Bjorn Pro, and you can do it on your own for any coin. There it is. 54.93. You close above that upon expansion. And this is going to change. This is going to change. This is the daily, so this stochastic is going to change every day. So you'll need to look at this tomorrow and the next day and the next day until you get expansion. Once you get expansion, it won't change. I mean, it'll keep changing, but you will already be headed in the direction of it. Big move. Peter always on that Ondo, Cardano, and SEI. Yeah, those folks are going to get wrecked. I really think the Ondo people are going to get wrecked the most. The reason I don't think Cardano is going to get wrecked that much, Peter, I think Cardano is going to do very poorly. But the reason I don't think they're going to get wrecked is because of the performance last cycle, right? Right? You had this massive run up. It was a very impressive run up, right? 156x, and then you did a 382 retrace. So I just don't think their expectations are as great. Some of them will get wrecked, but I don't think they're really expecting this anymore. And if they are, they're going to be scared to wait for it. I think you're going to find a lot of them selling if you get back to there. The smart ones will. I think everybody got wrecked on Cardano last cycle. I think only about half the people will get wrecked this time. And again, I don't think it's going to do well at all. I just think the people that got wrecked here aren't going to allow themselves to get wrecked again. When they get back to break even, they're gone. They're gone. But Ondo folks are fixing to get destroyed. There may be some influencers out there talking about the big token unlocks for Ondo, but I haven't seen them. And oh my gosh, they're fixing to get washed with some unlocks. And you can't see it in price right now because price is doing pretty well. It's because those unlocks haven't hit. You just wait till January when those unlocks hit. I think we have a huge all season coming. I'll tell you what you need to watch for, guys. All right, we talked about this already. Let's talk about it again. Can y'all see my little silhouette things in the background? Can y'all see these down here? And I got one up here. I'll tell you, Marcos, I'm going to pull up the Ethereum chart. It doesn't matter. Pull up whatever you want. I don't care about Ethereum. I don't own Ethereum. So before somebody comes at me don't come at me, bro. Not you, but you know what I mean. I could care less about Ethereum. I'm only pulling it up because it probably has the most history of any altcoin. So I'm pulling it up to look at historical data, not because I give two shits about Ethereum. I don't own it. I don't care if you own it. I don't like it. I don't not like it. I don't have an opinion on it. Although we did call this pump. I remember that. We called this live on stream to old boy that was in here. I said, bro, you're fixing to get wrecked. He just entered a short. Look at this, guys. If you haven't seen this, I've posted this multiple times, but we'll talk about it again. So Ethereum goes back to like 2016. I'm going to pull up one more chart here. I'm going to overlay a chart. This is super exciting, and this is coming next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. All right, this green line is not an indicator. It is PMI, which if you don't know what that is, it's an economic data report. Oh gosh, I turned my thing off, West Coast. I need my arrows. There we go. All right, it's an economic data report, okay? Okay, so last August 3rd, 5th or 3rd, whatever day we got the last PMI report. Let's go back in history. The orange line I put on the bottom is the 55 line on PMI, okay? You can see right here back in 2017, we crossed it, right? PMI got above 55, and that initiated major blast off, bull run, right? Ethereum did, and I'm not calling for these numbers, but from the time you got the cross, Ethereum did, I can't even see. From the time you got the cross, Ethereum did about, About a 20,000% pump, okay? Look at this. PMI above 55 the whole time. Come down to the bear market, crypto goes down, you get it again next cycle, right? This is so massively important, I think. And look at the massive pump, okay? The low was already in by the time you got it, right? The low was in way back here. So just from the time you got the cross to the top, you got a 1,500% rally. All in all, you got about a 5,500% rally. Okay, last cycle, everybody's complaining, no alt season, blah, 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 blah. Okay, maybe your altcoin didn't, but some of them did. Fetch did a 6,500% rally, for example. But look, PMI never crossed 55. This is so exciting, guys. I'm giddy. Can I say that? I'm giddy without sounding like too much of a homo. Just kidding, homos. Love you guys. Derogatory comments. Gosh, I got to do my... All right. So early August, a couple weeks ago, we crossed 55 again for the first time in 7 years. It's been almost 7 years. 6 years, I'm sorry. 6 years to the month since we've crossed 55 to the upside. We didn't cross it at all last cycle, guys. This is massive. And next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, September 1, is the next PMI report. And notice, the last time we actually got it was right back here. This is when we crossed in August of 20. It took about 2 months to get up and going. You know, I don't know why. Who knows why? Maybe we're in a similar situation as we are now. Bitcoin just got to pull back. Or maybe the market just wanted to see, since we're coming off of Rona right there, right? Coming off of C19. Wanted to see a couple of months. Wanted to make sure you didn't just fall right back down. I don't know. But I believe it is imperative that we get that report on Tuesday and it is above 55. I think if we get that, it's on. And I don't mean we're going to 10x within 72 hours. Somebody's going to come at me, bro, and be like, it's 55. PMI is above 55. It got above 55 6 hours ago, and we didn't 10x yet. I'm like, no, bro. These are like monthly candles. Actually, I'm on the 3-week time frame. These are 3-week time frame. This is a long time. What we don't want to see, guys, we do not want to see that report come out next Tuesday like that. You don't want to see that. That's going to be bad. I mean, maybe not end of the world bad, because, next month you could come up and just, but 50, we got to be rooting for it, guys. 55 and up, period. PMI, Tuesday. We might even do a live special. It's that important. It is that important. Let me tell you another reason I think we're fixing to get a big bull run. USDC, USDT, stablecoin dominance. I've shown you guys this before. Here I have Bitcoin on the right. But it doesn't matter. You're altcoin, whatever. It's all the same. Look at here, guys. Stablecoin dominance. We're on the monthly time frame. We have confirmed on the left, confirmed monthly sales signal. Confirmed, not even pending. The last time we got that at the top, that was it. And then every time you got it on the way down, monthly sales signals, you got all these big legs up on Bitcoin, right? Along with this confirmed stablecoin dominance, we also have the confirmed Damien buy signal. Everybody's talking about the cipher green dot on the monthly. That's pending. And we hope it has always marked the bottom. I agree. And we hope it confirms at the end of the month. But Damien buy signal confirmed at the end of last month. We already knew. We're ahead of that crew, Rick. We're ahead of them. And the last time you got this down here, or the last time you got the Bitcoin confirmed monthly buy signal, coincided with this sell signal at the top of stablecoin dominance. Blast off, bull run. We've already got it. It's confirmed. But I'll tell you one better. Last time we got that signal, you're in this big macro uptrend on stablecoin dominance, right? Macro uptrend. As soon as you got it, look what happened. You came down, you had higher highs, higher lows, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And then you broke it. Boom. You broke it right there. And then you bounced a little. So crypto pulled back just a little bit. This is a month. So for like a month, a few weeks, it pulled back. But what you did was you set a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And that's where you got all this. And look at today. Just last week, you could see the wick. You see it. You broke market structure bearish on a macro monthly time frame on stablecoin dominance. So even if we bounce a little here, we're bearish macro market structure. I would expect a lower high, lower low, just like that. And so yeah, that means crypto, Bitcoin, we could pull back a little bit if this stablecoin dominance bounces. Pull back, higher low, and we just grind our way up, guys. It's on. I'm telling you, it's on. And your altcoins are going to rally hard with the PMI, as long as PMI stays over 55. So all the retards out there talking about, oh, we have to go lower Q4. And by the way, I'm not fixing to go into everything, but if you come on over the live stream last, what was it, Monday? Pullback incoming, I think. I covered everything. All the reasons the low is in. All the reasons. And I'm sorry, I just think they're dumb. For the people out there that thinking the calendar matters, because it's always been Q4. There's been like 20 things that have always happened. Always. Right? And all of those 20 things have always taken until Q4. Which is why, in my opinion, it's always been Q4. So for it to be Q4 this time, all of those like 20 things have to be wrong. Just for the calendar to be right. For some market maker, whale, institution, hedge fund, whatever, to allow you, the herd, not you guys, but the herd out there in crayon land, to allow them to jump on the boat and come with us, the other metrics have to be wrong. All of them. All of them. Because when all of these things, like the stablecoin dominance, like the monthly dot, like fear and greed, like percentage supply and loss, all of those things will have to be negated because they've always marked the bottom when they got hit, all of them. So if they didn't mark the bottom this time and we had lower, then all of those are going to be wrong just so the little calendar can be correct. That's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. I'm telling you, that is novelty content creators who don't understand that, yes, it's always been Q4, but it's always been Q4 because all the other 20 things took until Q4 to get hit. They just don't do any research. And maybe they're correct and I'm wrong, and I will gladly come on here and I will wear a freaking dunce cap and a clown's nose and everything, and I will do the whole womp, 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 womp clown school thing for myself. But I'm not intentionally misleading you, nor am I regurgitating something that I heard some novelty creator say. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to look at the data. I'm going to tell you what the data says. And I'm going to tell you they're retards until it turns out that I'm a retard. And then I'm going to come on and tell you I'm a retard. Gosh, I don't want to do that. My Idaho buddy wants to see XRP. Cuba, that's maybe interesting. Jane is into all that stuff. He called the 60K drop. Yeah, way up north. I'm going to do XRP next. He called 60K drop as bottom according to Eclipse. Then he got so much hate when it went up and disappeared off YouTube during that huge run up. So he missed the bottom then. He missed the bottom. We called the bottom, guys. We called the bottom. I don't care what anybody says. We called the bottom on July the 2nd. We entered the trade at 57.7 on June 30th. And I watched it. And I didn't jump to conclusion. I didn't just say, oh, there's the bottom. I watched it for a couple days. I looked at the on-chain data. I thought about it. And I came in Discord on July the 2nd and said right here, I've been doing a lot of deep dive analysis, y'all. Because that's how I talk, y'all. And I said, you know, things have been in my head here on Bitcoin. And I said, against the herd, I'm going to go out on a limb here. July the 2nd, and I have not changed my opinion since. And we haven't gone one nickel lower, and I don't think we're going to. And it's not because I have to be right. I don't care. I would gladly be wrong. But it's because everything that you look for in a bottom, and go watch the live stream from Monday, I covered all. Everything you look for is already there. And I still stand by this, guys. And this is what I think. Look at this, guys. This is why it didn't even matter at 57K. Like I really did not give one if I was wrong. Let me tell you why. And this is what all the novelty creators don't understand. Like, they don't understand this, okay? That it didn't matter if I'm wrong, that I'm still right. Like, I still got it better than they did, in my opinion. And here's why. Okay, most people, I think, who were saying Q4 bottom, we're calling like 50K, 52K. There's 50K. Let's just say 50K. I understand yet some people calling for like 36K. But those people are retards, in my opinion. Just kidding, retards. But I think most people were on board with like taking out this low here around 50K, something like that, coming into here, 52K, 50K, right? I mean, who knows? But and from my logic, about 50K-ish, and I acknowledge as a trader, we're technically macro bearish until we flip 83K, okay? Till you flip 83K. I acknowledge that. But when we were here at 57K, which is where we bought, make that green, that's where we bought. Do you know what you look for as a professional trader and not a novelty content creator? And I'm not even talking about the on-chain data metrics that were here. Do you know what you look for? Do you know what probably the most important thing is? Risk to reward. This is a 3.5 risk to reward. That is a professional trader's dream setup. I'll take 3.5 risk to reward all day long. Okay? So you know what that means? And if you're not leverage trading, that's cool. But let's say you're spot buying, coming down to 50K, that's about a 13% drawdown. Yeah, it kind of sucks a little, 13%. You could have bought 13% more. Okay. But if you're waiting on confirmation up here, like most of these, gosh, whatever you want to call them, you have to buy in 44% higher because you were trying to squeak out 13% lower, and I'm not buying in until there's confirmation. Well, congratulations, you're going to buy in 44% less than us. And if I had to enter here and ride 10 or 12% drawdown to avoid buying in 44% higher, then so be it. You got misled. The herd got misled. The blind leading the blind, all that nonsense. Because even if this is not the bottom, if this is the bottom, and I understand we could have gone much lower, but if 50K would be the bottom, it doesn't matter. This is good enough to avoid 44% higher upon confirmation. Come on, guys. It's exactly what I told you on Fetch last week before Blast Off 2. It's exactly what I told you when you're trying to squeak out that last 0.5%. And this is not a big I told you so. This is a big, hopefully, like, think about things like this next time. Because there will be lots of next times. Even if we move up from here and you're spot trading, there's going to be times like this where you pull back to here and everybody's calling for a retest of this. Just for example, I'm making this up. And it doesn't matter. Just get in there. Because what's going to happen is you may not come here and you may bounce and think, okay, we're coming back lower. We're coming back lower. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Just kidding. And then you're buying in here. Don't do that. When I first became a professional trader, I started following the 80% rule. 80 for me. If this is 100% of the move from orange line to green line, that's 100% of the move. I'm going to buy here and I'm going to sell there. And you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to deal with the drama. And you catch the meat of the move, and that's where the money is anyway. This is greed. This is greed. This is profit. And even if you get this, most of the time it's drama to get there. You got to do big pullbacks, and then maybe you get there. And no, this is easy. And see, now you're worried about, are we going to get to this line or are we going to get to this line? And you got to deal with this drama right here. Nope, out. That's why I closed my trade. I'm out. I'm not dealing with that last little 1.5%, 2% drama. I'm not doing it. Absolutely black sheep, not financial advice. You should get off of that coin so fast. Let me tell you something. I could be wrong. I've done probably 100 altcoin prediction videos, and I did ETC. You can come over to the channel and watch it. ETC, and I can't remember what I projected. There it is. Can't remember what I projected. But I want you to guys think about this, because there's a lot of you who are on bad coins. And listen, I don't know. For all I know, the thing goes to $3,000. I don't know. $100,000. I don't even know what it's at now. And I don't care. But think about it like this. In my opinion, let's go to a really crappy coin. What's a really crappy coin besides honey? ICP. ICP is terrible. Okay. Let's go to VeChain. It's even worse. We're going to go to VeChain also because it pisses people off. All right, VeChain is terrible. We're going to split screen it. And I don't really care if you buy Fetch. Yes, I own Fetch, but I don't really care if you buy Fetch. I have 1.2 million Fetch coins, so I don't need anybody to go buy Fetch. Actually, I need a lot of people to go buy it, but I'm not trying to shill it. But I'm giving an example. Okay, I mean, there's a clear difference in structure here, right? First of all, we've looked at market cap. It's the same on market cap. Fetch is a bullish coin on the right. And I'm not connecting lines. Before somebody harps at me, I know I'm not connecting lines, but it's bullish. Higher highs, higher lows, higher on a macro scale, right? So you expect the trend is your friend to continue. Well, VeChain is massively bearish. There's your bear market low. You've taken this out by 70%, guys. Nobody cares about VeChain. VeChain's going to zero eventually. I understand you'll probably do a little sum with the rest of the market, but then you're going, either way. Let's say, for argument's sake, that I'm right, and that VeChain is just going to do a little like 5x here. Okay, you're going to run back up to there. And you're going to sell for if you sold today, you would sell for a loss. And you don't want to do that because you don't want to take a loss on your coin, right? $5x. All right, so you're going to 5x there. And let's say Fetch just does an underperformance itself and goes to $1.70. That's a 15x. So if you sell for your loss today and flip to something that 15x's, you have a chance at making a really decent profit, right? Versus riding this dying coin out to just barely break even because you didn't want to take a loss today. And that just doesn't make sense, right? Consider it like a brand new investment today. You're investing with whatever. You can 15x on it or whatever it does. Or you can be on this dying coin like ETC. Let's pull up ETC. I would absolutely jump ship. ETC was one of the lowest projections that I had, I think. Yeah, ETC to 20 bucks. That's my projection. $24 at the most. So from current price, I really think you do maybe a 3x, maybe. And I'm not exaggerating, guys. And don't think you can't do that, guys. Don't think that's stupid. This is crypto. You only did a 220% entire bull run last time on ETC. So for those of you thinking that a 3x is dumb to even think that for crypto, you didn't even do that last time. Can it do better this time? Sure it can. But same thing as VeChain. You have flipped market structure. There's your last bear market low. Not only did investors not think, they thought so little of this project, you only did 220% rally. That's how little they thought of it. They think even less of it this time around because they've let you fall through your bear market low by 50%. So they think even less of it now than they did before. I would sell this so fast. And you know what? If you don't, you already know what you're going to do. If you got on something like Fetch, you probably wouldn't worry about it. You'd be like, whew, I'm going to be fine. You're going to sweat this the entire time. Psychological drama, and you know it's true. Because you know this is very possible. You're going to sweat it either way. Whereas over here, I don't think you're going to sweat this because look how damn bullish this looks versus this. Just my opinion. Cuba says, Anthony is like the only new crypto person that I've followed in years, and now I'll be up in this bitch every morning almost. Good, bro. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. Hallborn says, he is awesome. Thank you. Found him super early when he only had a couple of 100 subs. Yeah, I have too, Cuba. I showed before. I used to own 365,000 Cardano. Oh. I'm sorry, Mickey. I'm coming to you. Let me get to my man way up north real quick. All right, guys, we're up about $7,000 on our trade. Let's look at XR Pizzle so I can piss some people off. XRP looks good. And I've done several XRP videos, and I know the XRP army gets so mad. I don't hate XRP. I just don't think it's gonna do what everybody thinks it's gonna do. Like I don't. And a large part of the problem with the XRP are the retards out there putting on XRP content, right? Like this retard right here that we always look up. This retard right here. He always puts out this XRP crap. XRP to $1,000. $1 billion XRP. All this crap. $1,000 XRP. XRP is gonna 1,000x. 40,000x. Now you're 4,700x XRP. But one video lower, you're 10x. So it's just crap, and it gives XRP a bad name, in my opinion. But I just think XRP has had, in my opinion, and people are going to argue, and that's fine. You've had like 14 years to go to $10. XRP's been going to $10 for 14 years. I've been in this space for 12 years, and I'm telling you, XRP's been going to $10 for at least 12 years. I've heard it from day one, and XRP's never broken $4. I understand you have the lawsuit there in the middle. I get it. But this is such a big coin. So many coins in circulation. Such a big market. It's like, and I'm not bearish on it. But I just think it's like Bitcoin. Like, it's such a big asset that, yes, it's bullish. Yes, it's going to do well. But you're not going to get the return. Like, you know, there's nobody that's bearish on Bitcoin. But everybody knows you're not going to get a 30x out of Bitcoin, right? You're just not going to get it. Because it's such a big asset, such a big market cap. And XRP is the same way. You're just not going to get it. You're not going to get your $100 XRP. And people don't want to hear that. But XRP looks good. You got the bottom call on XRP. 3-week Damien buy signal has called all the bottoms. Bottom. You even got blast off here last time. Look at this, guys. It gave you this. Gave you the bottom, told you when to get out, told you when to rebuy so you could spot accumulate, and then it gave you the top. Gave you the double top signal, the double get out of the way signal. Same thing, double get out of the way. You got it. This is confirmed. It's already confirmed. It's not pending. It looks good. You came down in our target box right here that everybody said you couldn't come into. XRP will never go below $1 again. Y'all know it's true. And XRP went below $1. Barely, but it did hit in our target box. So this is what we're looking for in XRP. And this is what I'm looking for, about a $5 XRP. You're going to, and I'm telling you right now, you're going to have a massive sell wall. This is going to be very hard to get above. You've had 3 chances to try to get above it. It's going to be very hard to get above that, in my opinion. I do think you'll get above it, not first pass. I think you'll have a big pullback there. And then I think you break out into here, $5, something like that. I think that's what you get. So about a 5x from the low. But it looks good. It looks good. I think the low is in. Even if you got a 30% pullback, it would take you 30% pullback to get to the low. I think the low's in for XRP. I wouldn't stake my life or reputation on it. You could swoop it one more time. But this looks good. You've got bottom confirmation signals. Looks good. How I like to describe XRP, and so many coins are this way, it looks solid. It doesn't look like you're not going to make life-changing gains. I mean, unless you're investing a shit ton of money, but it just looks solid. It looks ready to go. It looks solid. It looks good. But for me, I think you should taper your expectations. I don't think there's a chance in hell you get a $10 XRP. Yeah, Cuba, it's easy to get married to a coin. Gosh, I did that back in the day. I will jump off fetch so fast if something shows me that this is not the path. I will get off of it so fast. I am not married to the coin. Yeah, McKay, I'm gonna come to Arc Block now. Everybody thumbs up the stream. Get on over to AnthonyLeeRaw.com. Get your new Bjorn Pro indicator. RAW20 is the coupon code. Let me hit that one more time. Then we're going to ABT. 20% off. That expires at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. Mickey, what is your question on Arc Block? Deciding whether to do a swap over to fetch. I'm at ABT. Up over $7,000 on our trade, guys. Should I take some more profit off the trade? I have $4,000 realized, $3,000 unrealized. Should I shave some profit? Anybody? Anybody? Put a 1 in chat if you think I should take some more profit on it. I mean, I like ArcBlock, bro. I get, it depends on how many coins you own. Like if you only have 1 or 2 coins, I would stick with it for diversification. I like ArcBlock to $2. That's a 10x from current price. Let's zoom out here though, or let's zoom in. Nobody thinks I should take profit. Not one person thinks I should take profit. All right. Let's look at the monthly. Start on the monthly. Peter thinks I should take profit. Here's the problem with ABT, at least in the last cycle. Like, you really didn't do anything at all. Like, extended chop and then blast, like all of a sudden, right? You remember Fetch was more like this. You had the bear market, and then you came up and you pull back. What we call constructive or healthy price action. You didn't have that here. So what I fear for you, or for a lot of people, is you'll wind up FOMOing into something else if you have this, right? Let's say this is Fetch right now, and Fetch is, let's just say Fetch starts moving up. And this just does this. What tends to happen with people is they wind up selling here and buying here, and then they get just this little run up, and about the time they sell here is when your coin takes off, like this, right? So that could be my fear here. Because if this does the same thing, then you're going to chop for a while everything else starts running up. Not saying it's going to, but that's what it did last time. This is a small cap coin. I don't know. I don't tend to mess with too much. There are better options out there if you ask me. I would jump on the Fetch or Nosana. Robin thinks I should take some profit. Let's take some profit. I'm going to take another $1,000. I'm managing on my other screen over here. You'll see it update down here, though. All right, we just realized $5,000 in profit. We're still up $2 grand. I took this morning, guys, with Bjorn Pro and Damien Pro. I took it as a scalp on the 1 hour time frame, and we're up $7 grand. Completely unintentional. I was just playing around. I was about to do a live video with Bjorn Pro. For the live, for the audience, I was going to go over like a live kind of Q&A kind of thing. And so I just was playing around with it and saw a stochastic flip coming up with a Damien Pro signal. Bjorn Pro stochastic flip was coming up. And as soon as we hit that level, boom. So I don't know, dude. I mean, ABT, I think you're going to do fine on ArcBlock. I just think, I don't think it's going to move with the rest of the market. It could, but it didn't last time. I'd probably get off. I'd probably get on Fetch or Nosana. Or, well, INJ's kind of ran up a lot already. I'd probably get on Fetch or Nosana. If you want to stay on small cap coin, I would flip to Nosana, honestly. Fetch or Nosana. That's right. When everyone's thinking one way, it does the exact opposite. Yep, it's the herd mentality. You're welcome way up north. Cuba's not touching ABT. I would get off of it. I think it does okay. I like it to $2. I've done multiple videos on it. I like it to $2, but I wouldn't touch it. It's not something I would own. It's weird. The price action on it is weird, and we've talked about this with something else the other day too. It's not predictable price action. It doesn't move with the rest of the market, and I like coins that move with the rest of the market because I know nothing's 100% predictable, but it's more predictable that way. And you don't have to play the psychological games and watch everything else move up while ABT sits here and then ABT moves up over 2 months, plays catch up. I just don't like that. I'm too old for the psychological games. Mog. Peter, we're not looking at honey again. Are you trolling me, bro? I don't even know what Mog is. Nothing I can do with this, dude. Dude, this has been around for... You don't have a full bear market or bull run here. You need a full bear market. I mean, you know... Dude, this coin is worth whatever this is. 0.11129 e to the 6. I don't even know what that is. I don't know, man. What a small cap coin. Questfire, I've already done AKT. Rewind the video. I did AKT on Bjorn, which is better than Damien. I did with Bjorn Pro. H-bar Marcos. I'll pull that up for you, but if you come here and look for H-bar, I've got several H-bar videos, including my bull run price prediction. H-bar is one of those that is really bullish, but on market cap, not price. It's too many token unlocks. I'll show you my prediction for H-bar. H-bar is unfortunate. I used to own over 1 million H-bar last cycle. I like H-bar. Here's where people aren't going to like what I have to say, but I don't care. All right, I like H-bar to 50 cents, but I'm really bullish on it, and here's what people don't understand. So H-bar at price high went to 58 cents. I like it to 50 cents this time, but I'm telling you it's 5 times more bullish. I think you do a $25 billion market cap. At 58 cents, you only did a $5 billion market cap. The problem is you had 9.5 billion coins. Call it 10 billion coins. You're going to have 50 billion by next cycle. You already have about 45 billion, so you 5x'd your circulating supply. But I think it's really bullish. You're just not going to see that reflect in price because you've added 500% to your supply. Let me show you. I don't know if H-bar, actually I don't know if H-bar has. H-bar has the confirmed Damien buy signal on the 3-week time frame. Look at the month. You have the confirmed 3-week buy signal. It's confirmed. Same thing that gave you the bottom last time and gave you the top. Let me show you what I mean by bullish, not bullish. turn Damien off. Oops. Okay, here's the price of H-bar. See how you're setting lower highs, right? Lower highs. So it looks bearish, or at least like it's underperforming, but it's not. You're really massively overperforming here. Like massively. Look at this. Look how bullish this freaking coin is, guys. This is mega bullish. You're just not seeing it on price because you've unlocked 5x on your coins. 500% more coins. So even though more money is coming into this, look, money just flying into this coin. Look at this. Boom. You set a high. Bear market. You put more money into the coin. Double. Twice as bullish, but price was 30% less because you had so many unlocks. So I do think you set a new high. I do think you come up here to 25 billion, which is going to look like that. I know it's a scribbly chart. Sorry. I do think you're going to look like that. So I think you're going to stay bullish, but your price just isn't going to reflect it. I think you beat last high, but I don't think you take out the high. This has you doing a 5x on market cap. It's just my opinion, but that's not a bad return. From bear market low to 50 cents, that's still about an 8x. Very solid. You're diluted. You're very diluted. Peter got out of ABT. Way up north, I rewind the video, bro. You must have stepped away, but I just did XRP about 10-15 minutes ago for you. Amir Tau, I like Tau. I would not invest in Tau just for my own rules. Tau has not been around long enough. I like previous bear and previous bull market, but I am bullish on Tau. It looks good. I like Tau to a minimum. I have a video on Tau, multiple videos. Go look at Tau. Look, we called this pump on Tau. Let me see this. I just want to see where price was. I haven't even checked on this. 205. Let's go look at Tau. Look at that, guys. Remember I put out that video, Tau video. Said major bullish move on Tau. Tau pumped 22%. I literally put that out there. Look at that. Major bull signal flashing. Pump incoming. Put this out on Tau. Anyway, I got Tau videos there. Go check them out. But I like Tau to, I don't own Tau. I'm not partial. Let's see. I like Tau to $1,500. A minimum of $1,500. Minimum of $1,500. The problem with predicting higher than that is you don't have any history to go by. So nobody knows. Anybody telling you it's going to 10 grand, they're just making shit up. They don't know. I don't know. I just made up 1,500. But I used my own Chinese arithmetic, but you just don't know, and that's why I don't invest in things like that. It just hasn't been around long enough. So you don't know. For all you know, if you had a previous cycle, you'd had a bear market down here, big bull run, and now you're back and you're holding very bullish structure, right? Or maybe you look like V-Chain, you had a run up and then you had a bear market and another run up, and now you have bearish market structure. You don't know. You can't know because this didn't exist. And for me, I don't like that. But I am bullish on Tau. So I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but let's look at the high time frame. So like I can't even tell you that you got one of these was the bear market low, Damien. I can't even tell you that because there was no previous bear market. So I can't even tell you. You got a Damien buy signal right here on the 3-week time. Like, I don't know. They just wasn't. I just wouldn't touch it. But I like it at $1,500. Way up north, bro. You got to rewind. Like about 15 minutes ago, I covered XRP. I did it for you, man. Just rewind the video. I wasn't going to forget about you. I got it covered, bro. Go take a look at XRP about 15 minutes ago. We're going to look at 2 more. Aave is 1, and somebody else let me know. I got Aave videos. I got Aave. Go look at the Aave. Aave looks good. You got the confirmed monthly, which is very high time frame. Damien buy signal confirmed right there. You've done nothing but move up. It looks good. Gave it to you down at the bottom here. Gave you the sell signals at the top. I don't think Aave does that good though. Let me turn Damien off. You technically I'm not a big pattern bro, but you're consolidating inside this. So you do have relatively equal highs here. You will come take these out, in my opinion, at least. So you could do something like that, $500. Which from low to high. I would call for about a $500 Aave, which would give you about an 8-9x from the low. I don't really think you break out of here. Most coins like this wind up looking like Litecoin or Chainlink. I can't remember which, maybe both. And you just, they've decided this is fair value. And you just stay stuck in that. I wouldn't touch it. I would have touched it here, but you're way off of the low already. I mean, you're over 100% off the low, so I wouldn't touch it now. Hey, Marcus, that's a great question. I want you to go watch this video right here. The altcoin playlist, I have this video right here. Or you can just go type in 50 altcoin price predictions. No, not that one. I'm sorry. I'm smoking crack. I'm not really smoking crack. Here you go. I'm going to put this. Welcome back to Anthony Lee Raw. Guys, today it's called Top 5 Altcoins. So just go search on the page 5 altcoins. And I give the 5 coins that I think will give the best return on investment. Not necessarily the most bullish, not necessarily any of that stuff. And I'm not talking about meme coins that might do 1,000x. I don't care about that stuff. This is of the major altcoins, the top 100 or whatever, that I think will give the biggest return on investment. Again, that doesn't mean they're as bullish as Bitcoin or as bullish as XRP, but from the bear market low to what I project them going to, the highest X multiplier. Go watch that video. It gives all 5 of them. And in my opinion, all 5 of them have a 20X or better potential. All right, guys, I'm going to roll out. We've been on here for, almost 2.5 hours. What a long stream. Thank you all for being here. Get on over AnthonyLeeRaw.com. Get your Damien Pro and Bjorn Pro indicators. We are up $7,000 in this live trade, guys. I will be back on Friday for you guys. Hit me up in the Discord if you're there. I'll be there all day. Love you guys. The Lord loves you guys. We will see you next time.